Hello, friends. People have always been determined to study the world around them, and even though it might seem that there's nothing left to learn, we'll still try and surprise you in today's episode. Well, it won't actually be us who will surprise you, but rather the animals that we'll tell you about. After all, people have long established certain stereotypes of some animals, about their behavior with other animals or people, and if it weren't for this video evidence, no one would have believed it. Here's an unusual couple that got caught on camera. A wildlife photographer, Norbert Rosing, was working in northern Canada when a polar bear came into his view. Rosing thought that his huskies wouldn't survive this encounter. However, to his surprise, the bear nuzzled the dog, and the dog, in turn, licked the bear's face. Thus began a touching and beautiful game between the two natural predators. It's more than likely that no one would have believed Rosing if he hadn't had his camera on him that day. The warthog Pumbaa and the meerkat Timon from the famous Disney cartoon The Lion King turned out to be quite real. Two very similar friends live in one of the African reserves located in Botswana, an 8-year-old warthog, Miss Piggy, and a 6-year-old mongoose, Mongo. Yes, Mongo is a mongoose, not a meerkat like Timon, but the real couple and their counterparts from the Disney cartoon still have a lot in common. Miss Piggy and Mongo have truly become best friends. They love to play together and lay down in the mud, and Mongo also loves to ride on Miss Piggy's back. The animals have probably found common ground because of their difficult fate. Miss Piggy got to the reserve when she was little after getting hit by a car, and Mongo got into the caracal when his mother was hit by a car. Once rescued, animals can no longer return into the wild. Sanctuary volunteer Caitlin Vandewall, who has known Miss Piggy and Mongo from the first day they arrived at Caracal, said that the animals become the wildlife ambassadors from their species. They help educate the reserve visitors about the importance of wildlife conservation. This important job doesn't prevent the two from having fun together. It's almost guaranteed that if you go down to them, you will encounter some form of playful interaction occurring, added the volunteer. Can you even imagine a friendship between a cat and a dolphin? It may be hard to believe, but it does happen sometimes. When a tabby cat named Arthur met two dolphins at a water park in the city of Isla Morada in Florida, USA, no one could have imagined that these animals would get along so well. Two friendly dolphins named Thunder and Siloam clearly took a liking to their new feline friend, and the three animals are happy exchanging touches with each other. Maybe the two dolphins decided to get a pet. The next unusual friendship of our issue happened between a man and a crocodile. Crocodiles aren't exactly cute and fluffy, but there are still pleasant exceptions. Almost 20 years ago, a fisherman named Chito noticed a 5-meter-long crocodile in the bushes that was badly wounded. It was shot by a farmer. The fisherman couldn't just walk by, leaving the animal to die, so he decided to help the crocodile. He brought it home and took care of it, naming the crocodile Pocho. I just wanted him to feel that someone loved him, that not all humans are bad, Chito said. I love all animals, especially ones that have suffered. When the crocodile regained its strength, Chito decided to set it free and took it back to the river to release it. But something very unexpected happened. The crocodile returned back to its savior. And with the permission from the Minister of Environment, the man looked after his new friend for nearly 2 decades. Pocho was put in an artificial reservoir, and a biologist and a veterinarian were assigned to it. Over time, the crocodile and the man began to trust each other so completely that they spent hours each day swimming and playing in the water together. Remarkably, Pocho was gentle and patient with his human companion and would even respond to its name when called. Thousands of tourists, scientists, and animal behavior experts came to see Chito and Pocho's relationship. In 2011, after years of friendship, Pocho died of natural causes at the age of 50. Hundreds of people attended its funeral. Naturally, Chito was devastated by the death of his friend Pocho, but continues to share Pocho's story to this day to raise awareness about just how kind and special crocodiles can be. the Italian Giustosi family rescued a boar dying of hunger in the forest. A couple of years later, the wild boar, named Pasqualina, turned into a real beauty of an impressive size, weighing more than 100 kilograms. Just look how unusual the boar looks next to a man. Despite the fact that boars aren't as safe as it might seem, they can easily injure and even kill a person. Pasqualina loves all the affection and the attention and considers herself a full-fledged member of the Giustosi family. As her owner Raphael relaxes on the couch, Pasqualina climbs right on top and gently nuzzles him. And our next story is about an even more unusual family. The appearance of cheetah cubs in the family of Kim and Hein Schumann from South Africa was completely unplanned. Their mother gave birth to 4 cubs in the reserve, but since cheetahs can usually ensure the survival of only half of their litter, the Schumanns decided to adopt 2 of the cubs. Owning 2 wild cats wasn't at all part of the family's plans, especially since they had 2 small children, a 2-year-old Malan and 3-month-old baby Kayla. At first, the Schumanns tried to keep the cheetahs separate from the children, but life made its own adjustments. Kim had to feed the cheetahs, Waku and Skyla, as well as her own children every 2 hours, day and night. In the end, everything and everyone got mixed together. Kim warmed the milk for baby Kayla and for the cheetahs at the same time and put them all together in her bed because the cheetahs also needed maternal warmth and care. Dangerous wild cats became full-fledged members of the family and became very attached to the Schumanns. 1-year-old cheetahs are nevertheless transferred to the enclosure in the backyard, but the family regularly comes by to play with them. They know how to behave in order to play with predators as safely as possible. The Schumanns plan to send Waiku and Skyla to a reserve soon, where they'll have a better life than in the backyard enclosure. And in the next episode, you'll get to witness the birth of an unusual friendship between domestic and wild animals. The footage shows a puppy named Chef sitting together with wild raccoons in the backyard of the puppy's house. The raccoons are also babies, just like the puppy. Together, they enjoy their lunch on a cloudy and rainy day. The dog doesn't seem to mind the wild animals getting into its bowl, and the raccoons aren't greedy either. They don't disrupt the puppy's meal. It's very interesting to watch these lovely animals. And that's all for today, friends. What did you like the most out of today's Unusual Friends? If you know other stories of unusual friendships, be sure to tell us in the comments. Like the video, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.